Welcome to Life Skills with Louie. I'm Louie, and today we're talking about accumulating positive experiences, also known as having fun in the long term. If you haven't watched the introduction to responding to gaps in resilience, which is this section, I encourage you to do that to understand what these skills are all about. And if you haven't watched the two introductions to Getting to Great, the first one on mapping your experience, and the second one on responding to your experience, please watch those so you understand the basic dance of this section, which is about being aware and then responding over and over again. Finally, if you haven't watched the introduction to the entire video series, please do so you understand the 5 sections of these skills and when to use them. If you're new or feeling lost, it's helpful to orient you. So to talk about having fun in the long term, we talked in a video about short-term fun, these experiences of boosting your morale throughout the day, and that's really important. It's also really important to think long-term and to think about what matters to you, what's valuable to you in life, and how do you create more of that in your life? A few words on this. There are sort of 3 levels to bringing joy into one's life. There's the material things in life, which matter, especially for basic survival. We all need a roof over our head. We need enough food. We need enough. There's material things. Then there's actions in life, doing things and the way we're perceived for those actions. And that matters too, to some extent. Then there's a third level, key level, which is our sense of being. And that has to do with emotional and energetic resonances. So yes, we have to meet basic survival needs. That's first. And then we want to have some sense of purpose in life. That is important. At the same time, what I'm saying with all this is don't get trapped with thinking too much about external stuff because it will lead you astray. I like to use the example of a car. So if someone says, I really want a new car or a car in general, I will ask them, why does that matter to you? Well, because I want to get around. Why do you want to get around? Well, because if I was able to get around, I'd see my friends more. Oh, okay, so it's about connection. Another person, if I ask, well, why do you want to get around? I just love being free and driving around. Oh, so it's about freedom, feeling of freedom. So mostly people are looking for certain feelings. And finding the feeling underneath it all is really key because generally my experience is you can bring that feeling in much quicker than you think you can. So if it's about connection, even though the car will bring more connection, maybe you can start calling friends right now. If it's about freedom, maybe the car will bring you more freedom, but maybe you can start dancing, which is another way you feel freedom, or taking long hikes in the woods. And you can do that now. So we want to bring in these emotional resonances as close to the present moment as possible, and then you can build towards bigger goals. So a few notes about creating for the long term. Finding the emotional resonance that matters to you is important. Focusing on one or two is also important. If you have too many things you're focusing on, it gets too scattered. And then the final thing is then start to plan the emotional resonance you want more of. What are small steps you can take now? What are bigger goals you have, and what's the time frame of those? But remember, you want to be feeling the feeling all along because it's very reinforcing. If the only way you're going to let yourself feel the feeling is if it's a year down the line and you have the car, it's going to be a lot harder to get there than if you feel it the whole way. And an imagery practice that's helpful for this is to imagine that you have the feeling now. It could be 6 months from now, but see yourself 6 months from now and you're feeling that feeling and you have the different things in your life and experience it as if you're in the present moment and you have it. And having that feeling in the present moment is very helpful for creation and creativity and making things happen moving forward. People who are like entrepreneurs or successful sports people know this. The entrepreneur who has an idea for a business, they see the business now. They see themselves in the business doing it, and that excites them. And then they're able to move forward and take the steps they need to take, because it's hard to create sometimes. So creating fun and value in your life long term is critical. And I hope that these few tips are helpful for doing that. There's more about this within dialectical behavioral therapy, DBT. That's where I learned it. There are lots of other ways to learn about how to create more of what you want in your life. And you can explore that on YouTube and with books and Google and whatever options are available to you. But this is an important area to explore and to build upon.